Hey everyone, it's Christine and welcome back to Paranormal TV. I wanted to talk to you guys about my experience living in what I would call a haunted house. Just to let you know, that green thing back there, that is my yoga mat. When I was really young, I was fascinated with the paranormal, and I kind of accredit that to being a 90s kid and growing up was so weird and Are You for the Dark and Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, Unsolved Mysteries. I will admit that I had a lot of experiences when I was young. I actually don't remember a lot of them. My mom brings them up once in a while, but I have a great memory, but I think I blocked them out because my mom told me to never talk about them and not to speak of it to anyone. So I think I actually wound up blocking them out because I kind of faintly remember sort of some stuff, but then I can't seem to bring that memory to life, and I have memories from very, very young ages, and I have a great memory. So no one else ever had an experience with me. It was just me having these paranormal experiences, or what my mom believes to be paranormal experiences, until I was about 13 years old and we moved into a new house. So the house that we moved into was actually quite old, and a woman did die there. She was an older woman. Our landlord was actually her sister. This house is so old that I'm sure somebody else probably at one point had passed in the house, or maybe on the property. I don't really know the history of it. I just know that my landlord's sister passed away in that house. So basically we moved into this house and we started renovating it because it was a very old house and had a lot of old-fashioned wallpaper, and it needed some updates, and we renovated. We did the sunroom, we did the front bedroom, the middle bedroom, and I think we did the basement, and we may have did the kitchen. I can't really remember. At first there really wasn't much going on, and when we renovated, I feel like that's when things started to happen. And I know that they say renovation can stir up some activity, so that could have been what caused it. I don't really know, but I know that when we first moved in the house, before we renovated, nothing really happened, and then once we started renovating, that's when stuff started to happen. First it was really little things, you'd hear footsteps when you were downstairs. There would be nobody upstairs to make the footsteps, and we had one dog at the time, and she was a very people-oriented dog. She didn't wander away. She was always with us, so just always in the living room with us. And she was a big dog, so she could make the walking sounds, but it wasn't her because she was always with us. Faucets would turn on in the bathroom, and we would all be downstairs, or it would be just me in the house, or my mom in the house, or me and my mom, but never anyone was upstairs when the faucets would turn on. And my mom would send me upstairs because she was too creeped out to go do it. She'd be like, go turn the faucet off. So I would run up, turn the faucet off. No one was up there. I started to pick up a little bit more. I got this doll, which I did a video on, and I will insert a clip of me showing you the doll. So I got her, and she winds up and plays music. However, she doesn't play music on her own very easily. I mean, occasionally if you wind her up, she might ding the next day if there's a vibration on the floor, or if you touch her gently. But this doll would play as if somebody wound her up 2 times, and would just play a decent amount. And you have to wind her up for her to play like that. She doesn't just play like that on her own. And she would do that every single day after I got her. We actually had her in the sunroom. My mom put her on a shelf in the sunroom, and I actually really wound up liking her there. I thought she just looked really good there. And she would play every single day, and sometimes my friends would be over and she would start playing, and she would play a decent amount of time, and it creeped people out. It was your dog playing. Another thing my dog would do is she would stare at a wall. You probably could see Lacey in the mirror kind of staring at a wall, but she hears the door downstairs, so she's not really staring at a wall. So my dog would just stare at a wall and bark, and we had this dog for, I don't know, probably about 6 years at this point, and she never just stood at a wall or stared at a wall and barked. She never did that. She would just stare and bark at nothing. Another thing that would happen is that there was a rose bush that the lady who passed away planted in our front. We didn't have a yard, but it's right out front our house. One rose would bloom all year long, which is very weird for roses, and only one would bloom. Now here's like the big thing that happened. My mom was in the dining room and my stepbrother was in the dining room, and a chandelier above, we had a chandelier. I actually have the same chandelier in this house because I live in not the same neighborhood, but very close to where I used to live, and a lot of the houses around here are older and they all have these type of chandeliers. Here's the chandelier. One of those little crystals that you see on that chandelier, one of them actually, my mom was across the room in the dining room, and one of them flew across the dining room and hit her in the head. Very weird, you know, if it were to fall off, it would just fall off, and that would be kind of normal. It's old chandelier, like we really wouldn't think anything of it, but it didn't just fall off. It flew that way. Doors would shut once in a while, and it was like very noisy. I guess you could say poltergeist like. We didn't see anything. Like, I don't think anybody ever saw an apparition or smoke or anything. There was like nothing visual happening. It was all poltergeist like activity, and it was quite strange because it happened often and everyone in my house had experience. So in my house, it was my mom, my sister, my stepdad, his mother, my stepdad's son, and my adopted brother, and me. So there's 7 people. We've all had experiences, and the dog, because you can count the dog. So 8 living creatures had an experience in that house. So it was pretty weird. So back to my doll, she stopped playing when we moved out, and she never played again until recently. I did a video about it. If you want to see that video, I will link it. She didn't play for almost 13 years on her own, and I think that that's pretty odd. She works still. I demonstrated in the video if you watch it, but she just didn't play on her own for almost 13 years. And after we moved out, you know, things really just, you know, settled down, and my experiences were minimum. I didn't have, I mean, I know I have a lot of experience videos, but those videos take place over 25 years of time. So it wasn't like it all happened, you know, repeatedly, one after the other, one after the other. After we moved out, I really didn't have that many experiences. I think it was 2 years later until I had an experience again. I just want to share with you guys my haunted house experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if you ever lived in a house that you guys thought was haunted. And I will see you in my next video, guys. Bye!